These Cleer Alpha headphones were sent to me so I could test it out, try them out. They have been fantastic so far. So what I want to do in this video, I'm going to compare them a bit to my Sony. Now these are the like WH-1000. Sony, yeah, gotta come up with better names. These are the 4-1 whatever. So as I talk about these, I am going to compare a little bit with the Sony. And before I get to sound and noise cancellation, I just kind of want to talk about overall design and comfort. Now, the first thing I noticed when I put these on is these, like, they fit my ears probably more perfectly than any other headphones. And by that, I mean, like, there is no empty room. Like, it's like a suction cup on my head, which is kind of weird when I'm talking. So I got to take these off, but very comfortable. You can wear these all day. They fit my ears very well. The other thing I've noticed, like, if I put these on and then I put on the Sony seem more lightweight. Now, this is what the actual weight is. I'm not sure what the weight is, but these feel heavier. The other thing to be aware of is both of these headphones navigate using swipe motions. Personally, not a fan, but you can swipe up and down for volume, left and right for next track. In fact, let me just give you a closer look at this and kind of show you some of the features up close. These are the Cleer Alpha. You get up to about 35 hours of battery life on this. It does come in this hard shell case as well. The case is kind of designed for travel. It's nice and compact, and you do have your adapter for an airplane. You also have your USB cable for charging, and yes, you can use an audio cable like this as well. And on the case, it tells you how to put everything away, and it gives you instructions for what all the commands or swipes are on the headphones. Should be pretty intuitive, but you got volume up and down, and then you got next track and previous track, and then just tap in the middle for your play pause. So here's kind of a closer look. Let's have a look at the padding. It's got kind of that memory foam in there, and you can feel the plastic underneath this. Not a lot of foam here, just kind of a cover, and then you've got a decent amount of foam for your headband. It expands probably just over an inch on either side, and you can rotate that if you need to take it off and just kind of lay it against your body. There's where the mic is, your USB-C charging, your single button here, power button here, audio jack, and more mics. This does come with an app. Before we start using the app, let me just show you how to pair. If you don't want to use the app, you just press and hold to turn on. When you power on, it instantly goes into pairing mode. So we've got the Cleer Alpha. We will pair with that. And before I go over the app, let's just real quick show navigation. So the navigation is done on the right earpiece. So double tap to do play and pause. And then you can do this for volume up, and swipe down for volume down, swipe over for next track, swipe the other way for previous track. Once we have the app open, we can select the Alpha. It shows the battery level, so we will need to charge. You can manually turn off the noise cancellation here. You can also choose ambient mode, and you can even select how ambient you want it. So basically full noise cancellation or basically none. So you've got level 0 to level 10. There's also an option for spatial audio. Sometimes I will like this if you are watching a movie and you kind of turn your head a little bit. That's kind of fun. It also has EQ. I'm going to go ahead and set this to rock. You can also customize it so you can set everything exactly how you want it. If you want to disable wearing detection, you can do that here. You can also set things for auto power off, and we'll set that for 30 minutes. And it also does come with a user manual. This goes over all the music controls. You can use the action button to toggle between noise cancellation or ambient mode. Double tap for spatial audio, and it also lists the specs for the headphones. So you can see these are 40mm drivers, ports Bluetooth 5.1, and if you charge for 10 minutes, you will get 4 hours of playtime. If we're talking function and comfort, honestly, I like both of these. I would probably choose the Cleer Alpha for comfort just for how well it fits around my ears. Like, you put these on and you don't even really need noise cancellation because it does such a good job blocking out everything else. But honestly, also perfectly happy with my Sony. I've been using these for a long time. They're also very comfortable. So I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. These have more of kind of a round design. These are more kind of flat in areas. So just kind of a preference thing. So let's talk sound for a second. As far as sound quality goes, the Sony have never actually been my favorite. They're really good. They're up there, but I think the sound is fine. It's never been my favorite. I'm gonna say the same thing with the Cleer. It has good bass. It's not super bassy, not overwhelmingly bassy, but you do have EQ, so you can kind of tailor this to how you like it. 40mm drivers, it's got perfectly great sound. I'm not an audiophile. I'm not some pro expert on sound. I absolutely love the sound on both of these, but again, not the best sound I've ever heard. As far as the mic goes on these Cleer Alpha, let's have a listen. So you know what the mic sounds like. I'm connected to my phone via Bluetooth. So all of the sound you are hearing is coming directly from these headphones. If you are on a phone call or a Zoom call, conference call, this is more or less going to be what it sounds like. If you're wondering if it has noise cancellation, let me go ahead and turn on my Razer. It's on now. This is pretty loud Razer, kind of a low, so I'm talking over my Razer. Let me turn it off now, and now the Razer's off, so that kind of gives you an idea of what the noise cancellation is like. And now I have the Sony headphones on, so this is what the Sony headphone mic sounds like. Let me run the same test with the same Razer. Got this on, pretty loud. Let me go ahead and turn this off. And yeah, so this is the mic on the Sony headphones. To test out noise cancellation, I have a Bluetooth speaker that has a bunch of ambient sounds on it, and it kind of just cycles through. So you'll see me in this clip kind of switching the headphones on back and forth really rapidly, so I can kind of try to tell which I think has the better noise cancellation. And this was kind of a trick. They're definitely different. I feel like the Cleer did a little bit better for just kind of like your low, soft rumbles than the Sony. There were some fan noises that I couldn't hear at all with the Cleer. I could barely pick up with the Sony. On the other hand, I felt like the Sony did just a little bit better job with kind of like office chatter noise, just kind of like an ambient background noise. You can still hear things with the Sony headphones, but everything was a little bit more quiet than they were with the Cleer. Kind of tricky, I think, for the airplane sound, which is important for a lot of people. Very similar. I think that it sounded a little bit more quiet with the Sony, but again, it's just kind of a different level of things. Both the Sony and the Cleer have the ambient mode, where basically you cover up an earpiece like this, and then it kind of kicks on the microphone and you can hear other people around you. It works fine with this, and like with most ambient mode on headphones, like you can hear yourself probably a bit better than you want to. Like I noticed myself breathing. Maybe I do breathe kind of hard, but seems to be amplified a bit by this on the ambient mode. I really like both of these headphones. I honestly couldn't say which one I like more. These I think I would probably wear around the house more, just because I like how it feels. Super comfortable. These are what I always travel with. I will probably still continue to travel with these, airplane, subways, that sort of thing. And honestly, that's kind of the only time I use these Sony is when I'm traveling, because I do really like the noise cancellation on this. I'm very impressed with the noise cancellation on the Cleer. Again, they're not identical, but they're very close. There's some areas I think the Cleer does a slightly better job. Other areas Sony does slightly better job. Ultimately, I think it probably comes down to the price for a lot of people. So check out the prices, see which price works best for you. Thanks for watching.